Welcome to section Automated Link Hacks, where we're going to show you some really cool things you can do with legacy automation links. So even if you're not an old school and you don't know what that means, I'm going to show you basically the bare minimum you need to know to get this thing functioning. So we're going to start by showing you how to make a custom confirmation link inside a Campaign Builder email. You can use confirmation links that they give you, but there's limited control over the wording and things like that. Particularly what happens when they click, what are they going to see? If you want to control that, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that with the legacy confirmation link. And then similarly, I'm going to show you how to use a legacy unsubscribe link inside the Campaign Builder, so that way you have more control over the unsubscribe experience. In particular, there's some options that you can play around with, so that's good to know. You can have more, again, control over the experience that you're trying to do. And then we're going to close this section out with something that I know a lot of people are wondering about that's not necessarily native out of the box, but it actually is if you know how to leverage a legacy automation link. So I'm going to show you how to trigger automation from an email open. So if someone opens an email, you can actually automate from that. I'm going to show you how to do that. If you'd like to learn how to do any of these things, definitely keep watching this section. In this video, we're going to be creating a custom confirmation link inside Campaign Builder. When confirmation links, formerly known as double opt-in links, were introduced to the Campaign Builder, the functionality was heavily restricted to prevent abuse of the new confirmation system. Primarily, the ability to control what the link text actually says and what contacts see upon confirming. These were both uneditable. This hack uses a legacy merge field to insert custom confirmation links into a Campaign Builder email. So that's what we'll do in this video. We're going to create a custom confirmation link. We'll look at adding this into an email and then look at some of the other options that are available to us. So to start, we're going to go ahead and hover over the main navigation, and in the marketing column we're going to go down to settings, and on the left we're going to click on automation links, and in the confirmation links section we're going to click on create confirmation. This will go ahead and open a pop-up window. So we want to go ahead and give this a meaningful name. So this is the IS Course 3 confirmation link, and then we're going to scroll down into the link text, and we're going to put the text that we want to actually have hyperlinked when the recipient receives this confirmation email here. So we're going to say something like, please click here to confirm, and then we can go ahead and click save. So once we've done that, we want to pay attention to this ID up here. You can see this is ID number 35, right? So we're going to go ahead and use that. So inside a campaign, we're going to grab an email here. And since it's a confirmation email, this can be nice and transactional, straight and to the point. So something like action needed, a quick mouse click, and then in our text here, we're going to say something like, hey, first name, thanks for signing up. Obviously, you can provide some more context real quick, more context in like what did they just sign up for. Make sure you aren't a robot, ... And then at the appropriate point in the email, we're going to use this merge field here. So you can't get this from the merge menu. That's why it's technically a hack here. We're going to go ahead and do opt-in, so capital O, capital I, underscore, and then that number. So in our case, remember this is number 35. So this is opt-in 35, and then our closing tilde, and then, have a great day, and then we can, sign off as the owner, something like that. So at this point, we can finish the email and mark it as ready and publish it. So when a contact receives this email, they're going to see a working confirmation link in place of the merge field that we have here. So to quickly check whether or not we've actually entered the merge field properly, we can go ahead and preview the email here from the Actions dropdown. If the confirmation text displays properly, that means that the link has been properly configured. If we wish to automate based on a contact clicking on this confirmation link, we can't really use a link click goal. The reason why is because it's a legacy link technically, and that doesn't play well with Campaign Builder. See, link is not trackable, but it shows up, which means we used our merge field properly. So if we wanted to automate based on this, what we would have to do is back in our link settings here. So remember, this was in our marketing settings, automation links is where you set this up. When you save this for the first time, you'll actually have an actions dropdown that shows up. And so what you'd want to do is you would want to create a functional tag for this. And I believe I have one created. What did we call it? This was legacy confirmation link clicked. Possible I put it in behavior as well, or email engagement. In any case, the whole point is when someone clicks on a link, you can go ahead and have something occur. I want to see if maybe it was in behavior. There you go, legacy confirmation link clicked. So when they click on the link in this email, it's going to go ahead and apply this tag. So then our automation can do something like this, legacy confirmation link clicked, and this would now be configured for that same tag. So when they click on the confirmation link here, the legacy action that's associated with this automation link we just created will hit this tag goal and proceed the sequence, and then we can do something like, we can remove that tag if we want to, or we can leave it on. It doesn't really matter. You'd really only want to leave it on if you're actually using the tag to segment, but you can actually segment based on if it's confirmed or not using a decision node or a legacy rule, so you don't necessarily need to leave that tag on here. I'd recommend removing it just to keep the database clean. So using this particular tactic, we can actually create an automated confirmation follow-up in case the contact doesn't confirm their email address right away. So for example, this is confirmation invite number 1. If they don't click on that link and get that tag, we can go ahead and wait a couple of days and send them number 2 in the morning. And then if they still don't confirm, we can go ahead and give it a third shot 4 days later in the afternoon. Try and catch them before they leave to go to work. And then standard protocol, we would want to leave a delay at the end to give them time to respond and actually click on that link. So now we can actually have a sequence of customized confirmation emails that run until they actually click to confirm. The other thing about using this method is we also have some control over what a contact sees upon confirming their email address. So once we've saved this link once, we're going to get this confirmation page appearance option. So here is where we can customize this experience a little bit. So the header color is going to change how the confirmation text displays to a contact here. So if we say black text on a white background, you'll see this message in black text on a white background. Basically, it'll blend in with the page. Or you can choose white text with a black background to kind of create like an alert-ish kind of thing. And then here, you can actually control what they're going to see upon confirmation. So thanks for confirming. Obviously, you can paste in your own HTML if you want. One thing to be aware of is that while this page does support HTML, it is a direct violation of Infusionsoft's acceptable use policy to automatically redirect from this page using a code snippet. This is the kind of behavior that'll get your Infusionsoft app shut down quickly, so it's not worth the risk. If anything, you want to go ahead and, do something like here's the goods and just have that be the actual link to where they're going to go. If you have this page automatically redirect and somebody reports it, you can actually get in a lot of trouble and again, risk losing your app. So don't do that. But again, you can give them a link to click on or something like that.